Kid's Guide to President Trump. Isn't it amazing how so much that President Trump said still rings true? But schools and the media don't want our kids to hear anything positive. And that's why my team created the Kid's Guide to President Trump. It'll teach your kids all about President Trump's accomplishments and his vision for America. And I want you to have it for free.
Wait, so the anti-indoctrination party is basically giving out indoctrination propaganda for children? What happened to all this talk?
I will veto the sinister effort to weaponize civics education.
We want education. We do not want indoctrination.
Parents, even parents on the left, don't want their children getting indoctrinated by cartoons. It's creepy and everyone knows it.
So why are first graders learning this crap?
Well, Greg, I guess the short answer is because the creepy grandpa is handing it out like candy from a van.
And I want you to have it for free.
Now, I don't think I'm alone in saying there's a lot of reasons not to have Trump guide kids.
Grab him by the pussy.
But let's hear out my Huckabee.
As your kids read the Kid's Guide to President Trump, they'll learn how President Trump defended traditional values.
Yeah, traditional values like loving your family. Perhaps too much.
By the way, your daughter.
She's beautiful.
Can I say this? A piece of ass.
Yeah.
She looks more voluptuous than ever.
She's actually always been very voluptuous. She's tall. She's almost 6 feet tall.
What's the favorite thing you have in common with your father?
Either real estate or golf.
Donald, with your daughter?
Well, I was going to say sex, but I can't relate that. That if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know.
Stop it! Oh, it's so weird. Stop. You know what? You are sick.
Honestly, though, what about Donald Trump would any decent parent feel comfortable sharing with their child? Like, how could my Huckabee say this with a straight face?
Isn't it amazing how so much that President Trump said still rings true?
Yeah, except for the over 30,000 false or misleading statements he made just when he was president. I mean, it's obvious they were struggling to come up with stuff that's like fit for kids. Within the first 3 pages, they show the Apprentice logo twice. Yeah, screw George Washington, who needs him when we have a president who is famous for eliminating jobs on national television? What else did they say he did?
Boosted our economy and kept America safe by fighting illegal immigration.
All right, what kid knows what boosted our economy means? And no kid is against immigration unless their parents have told them that outsiders are evil. Like, every page of this thing unproves itself. Like, look at this whole, like, Trump family spread. Like, what part of Mike Huckabee's right-wing Christian evangelical ethos is represented here in this photo of kids from 3 different wives, 2 of whom he cheated on, 1 of whom I hope cheats on him all the time, and also appeared nudie. Totes nudie. It's all horse apples, even this part.
Order your free Kids Guide to President Trump gift bundle right now.
Yeah, it's totally free, but you still have to pay for it. I'm sorry, I just have to call this out for what it is. The right wing is not mad that children are being indoctrinated. They're just pissed off that the other side's common sense lessons of kindness and decency are winning. I mean, they have tried indoctrinating children pretty explicitly. Have you ever heard of a guy named Charlie Kirk?
Sexual anarchy.
His group, Toilet Paper USA, Turning Point USA, or whatever the it's called, was established with the express purpose of indoctrinating the youth of America to right-wing ideology. Just a few weeks ago, Ben Shapiro released a trailer for his production company's version of Snow White because he wants his media outlet to indoctrinate children to right-wing ideology. Even though I'm pretty sure this is Ben Shapiro in a wig. Yeah, come on. Trump himself wants to launch an entire publicly funded university to indoctrinate the youth of America to Trumpism.
They're turning our students into communists and terrorists and sympathizers of many, many different dimensions. We can't let this happen. It's time to offer something dramatically different. And we will then use that money to endow a new institution called the American Academy. And there will be no wokeness or jihadism allowed. None of that's going to be allowed.
No wokeness. We're sleeping. If you jihad, that's like 10 points off. Negative points for jihad. Just a Cosby impression. I don't know about you, but I trust him. I mean, why wouldn't you trust Trump with a university unless there was some very well documented history of him and defrauding people where he had to pay millions of dollars. That's right, that did happen. That is real. We should probably not trust this guy. They absolutely try to indoctrinate the youth of America Full stop. And any complaints about indoctrination for the other side is just projection. I'll prove it to you. Here's Greg Gutfeld attacking people on the left for indoctrinating children. He's attacking crazy left-wing ideas like kindness and decency. But you'll notice that Gutfeld's attacks are actually better criticisms of right-wing activists who do things like put together thoroughly weird pamphlets trying to convince us that Donald Trump is suitable for children.
But here's why. It's what activists want them to learn because they know it's not organic, or else you wouldn't need to artificially create and then enforce it.
There is nothing organic about the idea that Donald Trump, who hung out with Epstein, is a really good influence for your kids.
Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison, and a lot of people want to know if she's going to turn in powerful people.
I just wish her well, frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well.
You know what would be interesting is a children's pamphlet that was actually honest about what they're trying to convey to children. And you know what? Thanks to the wonders of generative AI, I can show you exactly what that might look like. Hey kids, want to learn about how to steal an election? Follow this kid's guide to Donald Trump. He hung out with a guy who also loved children, and they would go to a tropical island together. There were kids there too. When he wasn't partying, he spent his time making perfect phone calls, where he would talk to his friends in distant lands, asking them for political favors. He gave people really cool jobs, like being a judge, and those judges did really cool stuff like eliminating body autonomy, landing potential mommies in prison or dead. And he always wanted to do super cool science-y stuff, like shooting nuclear missiles into hurricanes, and treating illnesses by injecting you with bleach, even though that was the dumbest idea. And in the end, when he didn't get his way on election day, he acted like a real responsible grown-up and asked all his friends, who he kind of thought were losers, to rally around him and end America so he could be in charge of whatever was left. Pretty cool, huh? That's Donald Trump for you. Send in your $0 plus, I don't know, $1 million for shipping and processing for your kid's guide to Donald Trump today. All right, that's it. I'm Brett. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, and send me millions of dollars because I need to be shipped and processed. It's been a while.